no matter how you go about it. Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere, Omale Chanwoke, the Biafran Republic Government and Exile Finance Minister, is humbly campaigning for global Biafran financial support for the purpose of Finland Convention, Biafran Defense Forces, and redeclaration-related activities. I appreciate all Biafrans who have been supporting our liberation movement. I also urge everyone to massively support more than ever, especially in these critical times. Oh, my fellow lovely great Biafrans, let's come together and support our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, who is currently working tirelessly to hand over our freedom to us this year, 2024. Freedom is coming, yeah. Yo. Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere. Salute every Biafran especially. Yeah. Ogechukwu kama. Ogechukwu kaina yo no. Ogechukwu kama. Onyamana gidi bakulo unu. Ogechukwu kama. Welu didi chukwu kasebele. Ogechukwu kama. Ogechukwu kama. Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere nekelunu. Ogechukwu kama. Ogechukwu kaina yo no. Ogechukwu kama. Ogechukwu kanyina yo na nyasi. Ogechukwu kama. There is no magic to progress and success in life. Life gives back what you give to it. It takes a man who believes in himself to create wealth. So keep working hard and never lose hope in what you believe in. Ayakata. Life is not easy. Sigh. Make it take and judge. I want to use this special opportunity to recognize great Dim Odumegwu. I can't also forget General Philip Effiong, Okama Daloso, Kamcheta Kwanumen underground, Umwoma Kubigwe, Anyina Fuakolunu, Airborne. De facto government in homeland, a special recognition to every Biafran who have been supporting from day one. May Elohim continue to flourish in your different endeavors. He says, Mazina Degano, Ohamadike, one of Biafra, Egadi. The Prime Minister, Obatobie, Ogechukwu Nkere Simukelekio, Mukoma, Ogechukwu kama, Ogechukwu kaina yo no. Ogechukwu kama, Onyamana gidi bakulo unu. Ogechukwu kama, Welu didi chukwu kasebele. Ogechukwu kama, Ogechukwu kama. Mama biko yo bolisa. Ogechukwu kama. Ogechukwu kaina yo no. Ogechukwu kama. Ogechukwu kanyina yo na nyasi. Ogechukwu kama. Ayole, ayiga kolole garole nu. Uwi bole, cheta kwa nandu bofuo. 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4, Onye puru chi uzo akwa no. Joy. Don't give up. One day It's so close. It's so close. Ogechukukama. Never you give up, no, no, no. Ogechukukama. Believe in your dreams, brother. Ogechukukama. Never you say no, 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 no. Ogechukukama. 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 Never you down your faith, no, no. Ogechukukama. Keep your head up, keep on fighting. Ogechukukama. Oyabala, oyabala, Ogechukukama. A big shout out to Mazi Ogechukukere. I salute you, my PM, Mazi Simoni Bar. Life is sweet when you're patient. The greatest shout out goes to the media team, great talents. They won.
We have three ex-former presidents of Nigeria. They all said Nigeria is a mere geographical expression that is never a country, that the British government trying to make it work, but the people are not united. It's not working. Tafawa Balawa said it, Nnamdi Azikiwe, former president, said it, former President Goodluck Jonathan. They all acknowledge that Nigeria is not a country. Why are we forcing these people to be together? Why they are different people? So we urge EU to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. And this was my interview with the Prime Minister in exile of the Biafra Republic, a powerful personality who calls the European Union and the United States of America to recognize the Biafra Republic, to stop the genocide against Christians in Nigeria. And ex-Nigeria is the much better way for the world, much better, of course, for the Biafra people and for the Christians in Nigeria. It will be a stable partner for trade and for security and for prosperity for the Biafran people and as well for the free world. And I thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. And also let me say that I will continue my fight towards freedom for Biafra. Okay. And it's a big honor that you have been joining our show.
Thank you very much. I just want to remind the EU as well that the Gulf of Guinea is in Biafran territory. They should remember what is happening in Yemen by the Houthis. If the Gulf of Guinea, if they allow this terrorist Nigerian state, because it's a terrorist state, with these terrorists, if they, for example, capture Biafra land, know that the Gulf of Guinea, they will disrupt trade, but we Biafran will resist. We'll make sure that we are free, and we want to remind them that when it comes to the business interest, we are open to negotiate, to do business with them. I think we will be the best ally to make sure that from the West African Sahel, we'll checkmate the terrorists, because what they are doing, they're trying to capture both Biafra land, Nigeria, or the surrounding West Africa, especially Biafra land, to attack EU from there. They should recognize Biafra so that we all can counter this terrorism and fight together. Thank you. The time is now. Biafra is here, and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, must be released. The Nigerian terrorist state don't have the right to still be holding him because he commit no crime. And our leader, Mazi Simon Ekpa from Finland, he needs to be released. He's just a freedom fighter. Every country in the world fought for their freedom. United States of America fought for their freedom, 1776, from the Great Britain. So Biafra is fighting a just cause for freedom. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. All the best from Austria, from Vienna. Thanks for joining the show.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome for freedom.
Thank you.
The recording has stopped.
We have three ex-former presidents of Nigeria. They all said Nigeria is a mere geographical expression that is never a country, that the British government trying to make it work, but the people are not united. It's not working. Tafawa Balawa said it, Nnamdi Azikiwe, former president, said it, former President Goodluck Jonathan. They all acknowledge that Nigeria is not a country. Why are we forcing these people to be together? why they are different people. So we urge EU to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. And this was my interview with the Prime Minister in exile of the Biafra Republic, a powerful personality who calls the European Union and the United States of America to recognize the Biafra Republic, to stop the genocide against Christians in Nigeria and ex-Nigeria is the much better way for the world, much better, of course, for the Biafra people and for the Christians in Nigeria. It will be a stable partner for trade and for security and for prosperity for the Biafran people and as well for the free world. And I thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. And also let me say that I will continue my fight towards freedom for Biafra. Okay. And it's a big honor that you have been joining our show.
Thank you very much. I just want to remind the EU as well that the Gulf of Guinea is in Biafran territory. They should remember what is happening in Yemen by the Houthis. If the Gulf of Guinea, if they allow this terrorist Nigerian state, because it's a terrorist state, with these terrorists, if they, for example, capture Biafra land, know that the Gulf of Guinea, they will disrupt trade. But we Biafran will resist. We'll make sure that we are free. And we want to remind them that when it comes to the business interest, we are open to negotiate, to do business with them. I think we will be the best ally to make sure that from the West African Sahel, we will checkmate the terrorists. Because what they are doing, they're trying to capture both Biafra land, Nigeria, or the surrounding West Africa, especially Biafra land, to attack EU from there. They should recognize Biafra so that we all can counter this terrorism and fight together. Thank you. The time is now. Biafra is here, and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, must be released. The Nigerian terrorist state don't have the right to still be holding him because he commit no crime. And our leader, Mazi Simon Ekpa from Finland, he needs to be released. He's just a freedom fighter. Every country in the world fought for their freedom. United States of America fought for their freedom, 1776, from the Great Britain. So Biafra is fighting a just cause for freedom. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. All the best from Austria, from Vienna. Thanks for joining the show.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome for freedom.
Thank you.
The recording has stopped.
Anywhere in Biafra land we confront Fulani terrorists, we shall meet them head on. We know that they are part of the police and the army. Danjuma himself, General T.Y. Danjuma himself, testified before the British Parliament that the army of Nigeria and the police are colluding in the conquest of indigenous populations in Nigeria. And we are no exception to that very horrible and sinister conspiracy. The police we have in our land are terrorists in uniform. The army we have in Biafra land are basically terrorists. They are there to aid and to support Fulani Janjaweed advancement to the Atlantic Ocean. And we are there to stop them. And we are stopping them and will continue to stop them. A few days ago, as I said, we embedded our men and women of the Northern Command of Eastern Security Network. When we said Northern Command, people were confused. Biafra land is a nation. We have Northern Biafra, we have Central, we have the South, which is the coastal region, we have the East, and we have the West. When I talk about the Northern Command, I'm talking about the northern part of Biafra land, which incidentally starts from Benue State. So we are right to be there. If you don't want us to be in Benue State, quietly go back to Abuja and appeal to them. Tell them to release Igbo people in Benue and carve them back into Ebonyi State, where they should belong, or Enugu State, as the case may be. Therefore, anybody, you know, one thing about Nigeria is that
we observe a minute silence to the fallen heroes of Biafra, and the time starts now. We mourn our heroes past, we celebrate our heroes living and the dead, our babies, women, and children that have been slaughtered. We salute all of them as we continue to keep the flag flying above sea level.
Anywhere in Biafra land we confront Fulani terrorists, we shall meet them head on. We know that they are part of the police and the army. Danjuma himself, General T.Y. Danjuma himself, testified before the British Parliament that the army of Nigeria and the police are colluding in the conquest of indigenous populations in Nigeria. And we are no exception to that very horrible and sinister conspiracy. The police we have in our land are terrorists in uniform. The army we have in Biafra land are basically terrorists. They are there to aid and to support Fulani Janjaweed advancement to the Atlantic Ocean. And we are there to stop them, and we are stopping them and will continue to stop them. A few days ago, as I said, we embedded our men and women of the Northern Command of Eastern Security Network. When we said Northern Command, people were confused. Biafra land is a nation. We have Northern Biafra, we have Central, we have the South, which is the coastal region, we have the East, and we have the West. When I talk about the Northern Command, I'm talking about the northern part of Biafra land, which incidentally starts from Benue State. So we are right to be there. If you don't want us to be in Benue State, quietly go back to Abuja and appeal to them. Tell them to release Igbo people in Benue and carve them back into Ebonyi State, where they should belong, or Enugu State, as the case may be. Therefore, anybody, one thing about Nigeria is that anywhere in Biafra land we confront Fulani terrorists, we shall meet them head on. We know that they are part of the police and the army. Danjuma himself, General T.Y. Danjuma himself, testified before the British Parliament that the army of Nigeria and the police are colluding in the conquest of indigenous populations in Nigeria. And we are no exception to that very horrible and sinister conspiracy. The police we have in our land are terrorists in uniform. The army we have in Biafra land are basically terrorists. They are there to aid and to support Fulani Janjaweed advancement to the Atlantic Ocean. And we are there to stop them, and we are stopping them and will continue to stop them. A few days ago, as I said, we embedded our men and women of the Northern Command of Eastern Security Network. When we said Northern Command, people were confused. Biafra land is a nation. We have Northern Biafra, we have Central, we have the South, which is the coastal region, we have the East, and we have the West. When I talk about the Northern Command, I'm talking about the northern part of Biafra land, which incidentally starts from Benue State. So we are right to be there. If you don't want us to be in Benue State, quietly go back to Abuja and appeal to them. Tell them to release Igbo people in Benue and carve them back into Ebonyi State, where they should belong, or Enugu State, as the case may be. Therefore, anybody, one thing about Nigeria is that anywhere in Biafra land we confront Fulani terrorists, we shall meet them head on. We know that they are part of the police and the army. Danjuma himself, General T.Y. Danjuma himself, testified before the British Parliament that the army of Nigeria and the police are colluding in the conquest of indigenous populations in Nigeria. And we are no exception to that very horrible and sinister conspiracy. The police we have in our land are terrorists in uniform. The army we have in Biafra land are basically terrorists. They are there to aid and to support Fulani Janjaweed advancement to the Atlantic Ocean. And we are there to stop them, and we are stopping them and will continue to stop them. A few days ago, as I said, we embedded our men and women of the Northern Command of Eastern Security Network. When we said Northern Command, people were confused. Biafra land is a nation. We have Northern Biafra, we have Central, we have the South, which is the coastal region, we have the East, and we have the West. When I talk about the Northern Command, I'm talking about the northern part of Biafra land, which incidentally starts from Benue State. So we are right to be there. If you don't want us to be in Benue State, quietly go back to Abuja and appeal to them. Tell them to release Igbo people in Benue and carve them back into Ebonyi State, where they should belong, or Enugu State, as the case may be. Therefore, anybody, one thing about Nigeria is that anywhere in Biafra land we confront Fulani terrorists,
Ndewo. It seemed late, but because of our tight schedule and many other meetings that have been on, we still have to be here. I salute all Biafrans. Yes, and we must continue with the fire of Biafra on the enemies of Biafra. I bring you warm greetings from all over the globe, and I am very happy that we are making progress. And like I said, our enemies will increase. And so, on daily basis, you have to see increase in the ratings of our enemies. Yes, because if you are not doing anything and you're not having results, you cannot be having enemies. Yes. It is only those that are having results that should expect enmity amongst folks. So, I'm very happy to be here. And let me give three boza for Eastern region of Biafra. Boza, 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 boza. Eastern region of Biafra, you guys did noble. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was talking about the eastern region, the northern region, the southern region, the central region, the western region of Biafra. When the regional structures of the map were dissected, you see that people that had claimed that they were in IPOB for many years, since 2012, they did not know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu had ordained, the same way Mazen Nnamdi Kanu had ordained that when it is time, there will come a government, that we will form a government, and that government will be speaking for Biafran people from exile. Many of them did not still know what regional government means or regional structure because they themselves were shouting regional government, that we have turned the BRGI into regional. And they even lied to many of you that the regional structure that we brought out for Biafran people, that is going to destroy Prime Minister in Finland. I asked them a question. What does regional government of Biafran people in the homeland has to do with Simon Ekpa's case in Finland? This was ways and manners of deceiving some of you that don't know much about Biafra structures. But now you can hear Mazen Namdekano telling you, we have northern region of Biafra, that Biafra land is a nation. We have northern region, we have southern region, we have eastern region, we have western region, and we have central region. We were laughing at these fools when they were writing memo, putting Sonny's name, putting Okenkere's name, putting Success' name, putting Good Guy's name, putting all the de facto government official and Biafra Defense Forces names, circulating it on the social media. We were just laughing. Everybody said, hey, Minister of Information, we have to. I say, ignore these people. They are foolish. The day I will bring the video of Mazen Namdekano talking about regional segment of Biafra, they will not have any way to hide their faces. I want to know if you claimed to be follower of Mazen Namdekano, and it then let us know that Biafra land is a nation, and that we have region by region. Then when you came, when the region were unveiled for Biafrans to see, you now say, no, we are working against Biafra, that regions can never come to be. Are you working to see Mazen Namdekano, Tennessee to fulfillment, or you were actually a fool following with blind eye, or you just want to destroy and sabotage everything that he has been working for? So you don't know what regions are. And today, all of them will be talking about that regions now. So Trik Boza for Eastern region of Nigeria again. I don't give another topic. It is now Eastern region of Biafra, because Nigeria dissected all of you and said you are Eastern region of Nigeria. So from that whole Eastern region of Nigeria, Biafra came out. And it is from that whole Eastern region of Nigeria that all the 40 states of Biafra regions now come out. And now you now have 5 regions from this acclaimed Eastern region of Nigeria. They now have a nation, and they now have 5 regions. So do you now understand what is happening? Inside the Eastern region of Nigeria, you have 5 regions, which is of the Biafran regions. So to the Eastern region of Biafra now, 5 Boza for all of you again. Boza, 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 Boza. Yes, you guys rock. And you guys did wonders yesterday. You guys did wonders yesterday in the town hall meeting. Those that work to destroy the town hall meeting and to cancel it because of their selfish interests, they were disgraced. And that is why they must be crying at this time that with all the effort that they put in to cancel or destroy the town hall meeting went in a grand style. And then it was booming, 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 booming. Yes. You could hear announcements of donations coming. You could hear how organized the program was. This is a program that has been planned for over 3 months now. Yes. And then the people that are supposed to organize the program to bring it to the end, decided to be the one to work against the program. You see, when we say that Biafra is a spirit, and also Biafra is not a family business for one person. So by the time you think that without you, Biafra cannot move forward, you make a very big mistake. And this is a very strong warning to all the regional heads and deputies. If you think that because of only you as a regional head in any of the regions of Biafra that you can destroy a town hall meeting, you can wake up one day and sabotage the town hall meeting. You organize a meeting and then cast a vote and say, because of you, because of your displeasure, a town hall meeting will not hold. That means you are very wicked and you don't know what Biafra is all about. Because you're only exercising that vote based on your own personal opinion. You're not reconsidering and remembering that there are Biafra Defense Forces in the bushes that are fighting 247. And majority of these Biafra Defense Forces are your brothers and sisters. And they are fighting to defend Biafra land. And then a town hall meeting where you will raise funds to support them to be able to defend Biafra land. You wake up at the middle of the program, you want to destroy the town hall meeting and to cancel the town hall meeting. If I did not allow Ngozi to destroy the town hall meeting that was held or to be held before the convention in Finland, I did not allow her to destroy it. She moved a motion to destroy that town hall meeting, that town hall meeting will not hold. And I said, no, the town hall meeting must hold because it's not about you. It's about the Biafran people. It's about the Biafra Defense Forces in the homeland. It's about what we are doing in Washington, D.C. It's about the over 80 million Biafrans. So you alone cannot stand up and put a start in the ways and manners that we raise funds to take this freedom forward. If I did not allow Ngozi to destroy that town hall meeting before the convention, the last town hall meeting of USA, before the convention, I did not allow her to destroy it. And every town hall meeting that were there, after PM was in prison or detained, all the town hall meetings that were there, Ngozi walked and called a meeting to destroy all those town hall meetings. That town hall meeting will not hold again. Fundraising will not hold. I said, no, it can't happen. So if I did not allow all those ones to happen, I don't know if, and I did not also allow the fundraising and town hall meeting that Ngozi worked to destroy after the convention. After the convention, Ngozi came out and told people, no more town hall meeting, no fundraising. I said, no, it doesn't happen. It can't happen because we have our babies, women, and children that are dying in the homeland, which our Biafra Defense Forces are protecting daily. We have our lobbies and attorneys that are working. We have bills to pay to our PM in Finland and bills to pay to our offices and bills to pay to our logistics. Everywhere we have bills to pay. And you're stalking the ways and manners of raising funds? No. If I did not allow Ngozi to destroy all the town hall meeting and fundraising before the convention and after the convention, how do some of you think that you will wake up today with your small tail, with your small monkey tail, and you want to come and destroy a town hall meeting of the eastern region of Biafra? A town hall meeting of the eastern region of Biafra. A town hall meeting of eastern region of Biafra, which I am part and parcel of. Eastern region of Biafra. Hey, hello, Mero. Some of you should go back and think of the kind of juju or the kind of prayer or the person that you will hire to send as assassin to come and kill Sonny. Some of you need to go and think, go and reanalyze and plan again and think of how can you kill this Sonny? How can you eliminate this Sonny? Because he has become a problem. Yes. Ngozi is shouting all day, Sonny is a problem. This Sonny is very wicked. A man is shouting there, this Sonny is a problem. This Sonny is very wicked. Chioma is shouting, all of them, this Sonny is very wicked. What is Sonny do now? I am here to make sure you people don't destroy this work that God put in Simon Ekba's hand, our PM. I am also here to make sure you people don't destroy this work that God has transferred into the hand of Okenkere now. Yes, you cannot destroy it. The only way you people can destroy it is when you have finished killing me. If any of you is able to kill me today, open the ground and bury me, disappear me from this earth, kidnap me, that is when you are able to destroy this freedom. But as far as I'm still alive, I go nowhere. I dey here. I know they move 1 inch. Throw the bullet come. The God of Biafra that ordained us to be here will give us the shield of repellent. So as those your nonsense are coming, I saw it before coming. And I anticipate what to do before you all go crazy. You can't destroy any avenue of raising money for us in this very freedom, because we have gone a long way. So if you are head of any of these 5 regions, or you're part and parcel of the executives, and you think that you have been in BRGI cabinet meetings, you record our meeting, you take it to Ima and group and Honorable Fulani, you've been planning on how to sabotage and how to destroy, please, you have made a very big mistake. Because you choose the wrong fight and the wrong person inside the circle. I don't talk too much, but I watch, anticipate, and see where you're going. Then I will set the trap for you to come and fall inside. All of you that plan on how to destroy the Eastern Region Town Hall meeting, I got the message long before that yesterday and the day before yesterday, when all of you were planning it. Yes. And I saw everything that was happening. And I was waiting for all of you to fall into the trap. But APM saved many of you. I set a trap. I set a trap for all of you to fall in. APM saved many of you from that trap. Yes. APM saved many of you from that trap. How did he save many of you from that trap? By coming to come and address your idiosyncrasies. Because the trap I set for you people was to disgrace all of you while we are in public. Yes. I covered everything you people were planning. How you were planning to destroy the town hall meeting, and then later you now go and align with a Fulani and a Choma and Ajare, an accountability group of Honorable Fulani. I was setting a trap for all of you to fall in. At APM, save all of you from that trap. Because that trap was to come and open all your nyash inside the town hall meeting, where everybody will be watching that program yesterday. And from there, you will go back with a very dirty basket on your faces. And I think God used APM not to allow all of you to be disgraced the way I wanted to disgrace all of you. That is how some of you got saved. This warning goes to every regional head. You see this map that Onyendu talked about, that we have 5 regions. This map did not come out as a coincidence. This dissection of this map did not come out as a coincidence. And this is the same map that was unveiled by our PM with the entire Biafran people. What you saw on this map was the dissection of these maps into regions by regions. According to what? According to how our Onyendu explained to all of us that we have 5 regions, which is what? Northern region, Southern region, Eastern region, Western region, and Central region. And this is a way to be able to bring unity amongst the entire Biafran state. And a situation whereby you are not speaking Igbo, and then you stand up in a meeting and you're telling somebody, what is wrong with these Igbo speaking people, self? That is to show that you did not come here to work on unity. You did not come here to work on unity. We are trying to reunite everybody with this regional map. And then you people are having meeting and bringing connotations like, what is wrong with these Igbo people? It is the same Igbo people that is bringing the money to sponsor this freedom. It is the same Igbo people that have paid the highest price for this freedom. It is the same Igbo people that have taken the front to make sure the sacrifices that we owe of the death outweighs that of the living. It is the same Igbo people that you open the Zoom, you see all of them there in unity. Not minding their locations, they all coming together. But you will have the mind to go and organize meeting and be writing nonsense and say, what is wrong with these Igbo people? Remove the Igbo people and see whether you can make it alone. Remove the Igbo people and see whether you can move an inch. Nigeria is suffering today because of that same terminology. What is wrong with these Igbo people? Biafran people are all Igbos. But when you start using that segregating word in a time when you were sent by the enemy in a meeting where you want to divide the house and to create chaos, when you already have a plan of coming to destroy some things, when you already have a plan of destroying a town hall meeting that has been planned, that is where you're making a mistake. I will not sit down to say rubbish. Some of you pledge allegiance and claim to be loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And then you're opening your mouth to say, what is wrong with these Igbo people? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is he from your village? Is he not speaking Igbo? Is he not sacrificing for Biafra? The generals in the bushes that are dying every day for Biafra, are they Hausa or are they Fulani? Are they not Igbos? When you hear somebody speaking like this inside a meeting where you're supposed to calm nerves and reunite a meeting, and then you're using such phrase, what is wrong with these Igbo people? That actually signifies that you have this ancestral and existential hatred. So, as all of you have come to sabotage BRGIE where I am now, and I'm opening my eyes to say no, and you are not running to Emma and Ngozi, when you get there, tell Emma, what is wrong with you as Igbo person? When you get there, tell Ngozi what is wrong with you as Igbo person. When you get there, tell Shoma what is wrong with you as Igbo person. When you get there, tell Ruben Nadi what is wrong with you as Igbo person. Okay? Then wait to see the slap that you will get from Emma and Chioma and Orabu Fulani. Okay? If you are a regional head in these 5 regions, be very, very careful. Yes, because we don't wait for anybody at this time. Yes. If we want to carry you along and make your state to become viable, as we are going into the next phase, and you become a problem, you will be dropped. We drop you and then we move on with those that are serious. We drop you and move on with those that have actually understand what this freedom is all about. Until when your brain is reset, you can come and join us later. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in prison. Mazi Simon Egba is in prison. And if you want to wait for Mazi Simon Ekpa, when he comes out from prison, to come and start Biafra from where he stopped when he was imprisoned, you can go and wait for him. That means you are very stupid. But remember that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was imprisoned, Simon Ekpa did not wait for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out. Before we continue, what did he do? He had to reshovel the house. He had to re-strategize. He had to set up a template. And then we all move on with Simon Ekpa. We did not wait for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out before we will now start a strategy. Simon Ekpa did not wait for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out from prison, or he did not wait or go to prison to go and take orders and instructions from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before we did anything that we had to do. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in prison. A gun is pointed on his head and he is in chains. It is only a fool that will go to somebody that is in prison to ask him, what do I do, before you can take a step to now decide on what to do and how to move on. Someone in prison is incapacitated with the brain, emotionally, physically, mentally, and otherwise. You that is outside, you are the free man, you are the freeborn that is supposed to be his voice. You're the one that is supposed to be his eye. You're the one that is supposed to be speaking and looking for what to do for him so that you can bring them out. But if you're now waiting for them to come out from prison, to come and instruct you on what to do, you are the biggest fool of your time. So for those of you that want to be foolish, continue to be foolish. Wait for Mazi Simon Ekpa until when he comes out from prison. Then you will start saying, oh, he's coming to be brutal. He's coming out will be brutal. Then you that is here, you cannot be brutal. You're saying the coming out of Mazi Simon Ekpa will be brutal. The coming out of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be brutal. But you are here, you cannot be brutal. That means you are very useless. Your mother and father spent years to groom you. They wasted their sperm and their years to bring you to this world. You are very useless. So you cannot do anything. You wait for a man and woman that is in prison until when they come out, before they can determine how your life will be, how your future will be. What makes some of you so useless? Honestly. I want to appreciate the whole Eastern region again, and everyone that made yesterday a wonderful and a memorable one. And I'm also using this medium to let all of you know that the leader of the Eastern region and their executives, they had worked so hard to sabotage the yesterday town hall meeting of the entire Eastern region. Entire Eastern region that comprises of 8 states. But I was watching them and waiting for them to enter the trap that I set for them. But APM helped them out by not allowing them to enter that trap. So it was only when I was dead that the town hall meeting of yesterday wouldn't have held. If all of you heard that I was dead, then the town hall meeting of yesterday wouldn't have held. But I had set the trap for all of them on what I was going to do to them in that town hall meeting of yesterday. They would have gotten the highest disgrace that their parents have not given to them in the past 100 years, if they had even existed for the past 100 years. So if you work against how we raise money, the last thing you should ever think of is a town hall meeting is planned, which is to raise money for our defense forces, which is to raise money for our lobbying and all the logistics and legal things that we have to do. And then you are planning of how to cancel that town hall meeting with your own intuition, with your own personal hunger and feelings. You don't consider that there are men and women in the bushes that are fighting every day that need this money. No, you don't think. All you want is how you feel, because opportunity has availed itself for you to be a leader of the Eastern region and part of the executive of Eastern region. So you now take laws into your hands to be the one to sit down and determine to cancel a town hall meeting, while Sonny is still alive in this government of BRJ. I said this would have only happened if I was dead. Because many of you are making the biggest mistake of your life. Tomorrow, if you hear that Biafra Defense Force personnel died because there was no logistics, or that they engaged in battle and then he fell in the battlefield, sacrificing his life for Biafra, you will still be the same person that come out and say, oh, they are not getting logistics. They are not getting what they are supposed to get to do their work. But when you as a leader of Eastern Region, administrator and executives, decided to be a stumble block, to stand as a stud, to cancel a town hall meeting so that the town hall meeting will not hold, so that we will not raise money, who are you working for? What is different from you and what Emma and Chioma did when they blocked our website for over 3 months? They blocked the website for over 3 months so that we cannot raise money to support the defense forces and support any legal thing, or even to pay the bill of Marty Simon Ekpa in Finland. That is why I asked the question. Does Simon know that the same accountability group of Emma, that the same Ngozi Orabu Fulani, that these people block the bank account, block the website, block everywhere and attacking the finance, the same finance that is paying your bill in Finland? Yes. The same finance that we are filing up bill for Finland. How do you expect us to raise the money when you are now supporting the same people that are working against destroying the finance? Tomorrow somebody will hear, oh, the payment of the bills of Finland is delayed. The payment of the bills in Baltimore head office is delayed. The payment of bills of the lobbies or attorney is delayed. The payment of bills in defense is delayed. And then you'll be saying, hey, where are the money? Where are which money? The same money that all of you are blocking the avenue of raising the money? Fundraising, you come and block it. Town hall meeting, you come and block it. You don't consider that your same PM that you say is your PM that you love. Some of you claim to love PM more than me. Some of you claim to love PM more than me. But you don't know that I was dragged into this Biafra government in exile because of his presence when I saw that he came in. I'm not someone that is jumping around. No. When I saw him started, I came to give him my support. But some of you are claiming you love him more than me. And I have been working to protect everything that he built, while some of you are working to destroy. Yes. When you destroy the finance and you destroy our avenues of raising funds, town hall meeting and fundraising, how do we pay that our PM now that you claim you love more than Sonny? How do we pay his bills that are in Finland? Go and ask the accountability group, have you people been able to pay the bills in Finland? Ask them if they have been able to pay. Ask them, go and ask them. Ask Orabu Fulani, have you paid the bills in Finland? Ask them if they have paid, if they have been able to. But these are the people that have come to fight and destroy the finance, block website, block every avenue, come and sabotage and tell many of you that we are criminal, we are this and that, and you are clapping for them. Yes. Then later you expect us to remove money from our blockers, or remove money from our nose, or from our eye, or from our head, to now use it to pay bills when you are blocking the avenues of raising the funds. You're not even the one bringing the money. Oh. You're not the one bringing the money. It is Biafrans that are bringing the money willingly. And then you want to stand as a stumble block to block those that are bringing the money voluntarily to support what we are doing. Please, every administrator in all the continent and every representative and heads of regions, please, going forward, be very, very careful and be very, very attentive. Yes. Do not allow Satan to use you to fight the structure that is working, the structure that is giving aid to the Biafra Defense Forces, the structure that is giving aid to our Prime Minister's bills in Finland, the structure that is taking care of our lobbies and our logistics and every bills in America and attorney, the structure that is heading to Washington, D.C., making Nigeria to cry left, right, center. Do not allow yourself to be used to fight against these structures, because all these splinter groups, they have nothing to offer. You can't see them doing anything in Washington, D.C. You can't see them doing anything to take care of defense. You can't see them doing anything to even assist in PM's bills in Finland that we are looking up to. But what they do is to work to destroy. The people that are actually working to put everything together are the same people that you are going to go and condemn and say, we are working to stop Prime Minister and to destroy him. But it is the same BRGIA here, led by Okechukwu Nkere, that he is in charge of the lobbies and the attorneys. It is the same BRGIA here that is taking Simon Ekpa's case and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case to the US Congress. It is the same Okechukwu Nkere here that is having meetings and engagement that many of you don't know, to engage international bodies behind the scene for the release and the intervention on our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa's case to be released. And the same thing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But do all of you know? No, you don't know. But what you feed yourself on is what you see on the social media. You dwell on propaganda on social media. Everybody should be very, very careful. Yes, everybody should be very careful, because we have gone a long way and we don't have time for nonsense.
Network. When we said Northern Command, people were confused. Biafra land is a nation. We have Northern Biafra, we have Central, we have the South, which is the coastal region, we have the East, and we have the West. When I talk about the Northern Command, I'm talking about the northern part of Biafra land, which incidentally starts from Benue State. So we are right to be there. If you don't want us to be in Benue State, quietly go back to Abuja and appeal to them. Tell them to release Igbo people in Benue and carve them back into Ebonyi State. We have Northern Biafra, we have Central, we have the South, which is the coastal region, we have the East, and we have the West. When I talk about the Northern Command, I'm talking about the northern part of Biafra land, which incidentally starts from Benue State. So we are right to be there. If you don't want us to be in Benue State, quietly go back to Abuja and appeal to them. Tell them to release Igbo people in Benue and carve them back into Ebonyi State, where they should belong, or Enugu State, as the case may be. Therefore, anybody, one thing about Nigeria is that.
Thank you, Nyendo, and thank you to everyone. So, let me explain something here on this very right top. How many of you remember when our Prime Minister was here, after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped? How many of you remember what happened and what was going on? How many of you can remember? It is complete explanation of what is happening here now. Simon Ekpa was busy fighting Nigeria terrorist government, while DOS was busy fighting Simon Ekpa. Yes. And today, APM Kere is busy dealing with Nigeria home and abroad in Washington, D.C., while Honorable Fulani, Ema Accountability, DOS, and Nigeria, they are all fighting Nkere now. Who is the strongest guy here now? But one thing I'm very happy is that All of you are promoting Okenkere now, and you're promoting BRGIA. You're promoting Elias. You're promoting Biafra Republic Government in Exile. You're promoting the achievement that we are doing in Washington, D.C. You see, we love it that Nigerian government are crying about Okenkere now. They are crying about BRGIA, what they have done in Washington, D.C. Accountability Group of Emma are also crying the same cry. Honorable Fulani is crying the same cry. DOS Nigeria are crying the same cry. Wetin me I go talk? Me now as Agbarawa Sani, wetin I go talk be say, I wish to say thank you to all of you for promoting Biafra Republic Government in Exile, and for promoting Okenkere, and for promoting Elias' good work. God bless Nkere and Elias. Yes. Because if Nkere and Elias were not doing something, all of you will not be crying. You see, the numbers of enemies of Nkere has increased than the numbers of enemies that our PM Simon Ekpa had. Are you checking the statistics? Yes. Check the statistics so that you will see it very well. Our PM had DOS as enemy. Our PM had Nigerian government and their politicians, with all the politicians in the east and both in the north, everywhere as enemy. Those were two enemies of what? Two enemies of our PM during his term in office. Just two enemies that were well known. And these are the two enemies that wrote this petition to Finland against him. IPOB Nigeria and Nigerian government. They worked together to write a petition against him and send to the European Union. For some of you that did not see this, see it now. See it now here. These two enemies that our PM had were the people that made sure they put up a petition to European Commission for them to imprison our Prime Minister. Yes. Kanunta, which is IPOB. Mazinam Kanu wife, which is IPOB. DOS, which is IPOB. What again? Ejiofor, which is Nigerian politician. Plus all the Nigerian politicians group, put them all together. Then, who did they use? They used Bruce Fenn now to do the writing. They used Bruce Fenn to do the writing. And then, this is how they sent the petition to European Commission to kill Simon Ekpa and imprison him. You see the people that gang up. So that is combination of IPOB and Nigeria. But now, let us see the people that have gathered and came together to see how to destroy BRGI now against Ngere. The people that have come together now is that Nigeria government are one. Then IPOB DOS are 2. Then EMA Accountability Group 3. Ngozi Accountability Group 4. How many be that? 4 different groups. 4 different groups are the people now fighting BRGIA. Plus, do you know the next one? It is 5. Well, let me complete it for you. Number 5 is all the international allies of Nigeria. Every international ally of Nigeria, they are all together with Nigeria now to fight against Biafra Republic Government in Exile under Okenkere. So Okenkere, Biafra Republic government in Israel under its leadership now are facing 5 prime enemies, while our PM was facing just 2 prime enemies. 2. So do you now see when I have been telling people that our enemies have increased? Yes, our enemies have increased, and our responsibilities as well have increased. Yes, because as our enemies have increased, so as our responsibilities increase. Do you know why? It is from here. From this congressional briefing, this is where we gave them open march for every of the enemies of BRGIA to identify themselves. Yes. This congressional briefing on Biafra was the open march, which says if you know you want to show yourself as the prime enemy of Biafra, the prime enemy of BRGIA, your time starts now. And all of them identify themselves. That is why they are all attacking Mazi Elias now. They have even started attacking Senator Ted Cruz. They have even started attacking Attorney Dabiri. They have started attacking all the senators that our APM have had meetings with. So their fight now is not Nigeria. Their fight is now BRGI, because they see that what they were sent to do to Simon Ekpa, our prime minister, that Okenkere has not allowed it to happen. That is one thing you need to understand. What many of you were sent by Nigerian terrorist government to do to Simon Ekpa, our prime minister, to see that you destroy BRGIA, you destroy Biafra Defense Forces, you destroy Biafrans and destroy Biafra independence. What many of you were paid and brought into BRGIA to do, Okenkere has destroyed those things. Okenkere has made it known to all of you that you can only imprison Simon Ekpa, our prime minister, but you cannot imprison the BRGIA. Okenkere has made it known to all of you that you can only imprison Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but you cannot imprison Biafra. That you can only imprison Mazi Simon Ekpa, our PM, but you cannot imprison BRGIA. BRGIE is not in prison. You only imprisoned our prime minister to see that you stop him from going with the mandate and the template that the Biafran people have given him to restore Biafra. So you were only able to imprison him as an individual, but you were unable to imprison, you were unable to imprison Biafra Republic government in exile. And you cannot, because there is Okenkere. He has thwarted and destroyed all your plans. That is why I laugh at some of you who says, oh, our prime minister should stay in detention to be taking decisions. That is how you are stupid, because by then you will make it known that Biafra Republic government in Israel is imprisoned, and that he is in prison, and that as Biafra Republic government in Israel is in prison, Biafra Republic government in Israel will now have to be taking decision from prison. No. Biafra Republic government in exile is not in prison. Yes, we have acting prime minister. We have the Biafra Defense Forces. We have all Biafrans out here who are brainstorming and standing their ground and carrying on from where our prime minister stopped. So some of you that think that you can destroy BRGI, hey, no. And you can't even destroy our prime minister. Yes, you can only break him because he's in a psychological dismantled state. Somebody in prison must be psychologically dismantled, but you cannot destroy him. Yes, and you can't destroy BRGI. So all these foolish people that are saying they have to wait for our prime minister to come and make decisions for you to know what to do, you are very stupid. I don't even know why your mother conceived you in the first place, because it is now your mother will be regretting of the day she conceived you. Yes, because it's like your mother is in a heavy pregnancy or delivery process, and then she's going through pains and penury. She's going through turmoil. She's going through the stress of bringing a baby to this world. And then at that point, you want to ask your mother, should you give your siblings food? Or should you allow your siblings to breathe? Or should you take your siblings to school? Or should you give them bath? Or should you allow them to go out and play? Or should you lock them up in the room? Or should you carry a knife and defend your siblings, wish somebody came to kill them? Then you're asking your dying mother that is in pain, you're asking her, mommy or daddy, should I go and defend my siblings, or should I allow the terrorists to kill my siblings? It means your brain cells is not working. At that very point that your mother or your father is dying, it is that time that your parent will now regret the day they conceived you, because you have become very useless. That is what is happening to many of you who, seeing that our prime minister and our supreme leader are in prison, you expect them to be the one to come and tell you what to do, how to do it, and where to go and where not to go. You're very stupid. So go back to the river and take bath. Maybe after taking bath, this will cleanse your demented brains. Then you can be able to rethink like human being. Many of you were sent down to Biafra Republic government in exile as spies. And many of you were sent just to see that you destroy the good works that Simon Ekpa, Prime Minister, put on the table. Many of you were not here to do anything good. Many of you were here to see that how far he has gone, you will hold his leg and drag him back. So when opportunity availed itself, you all align with the enemy and supply all evidences against him, and they use it against him. Then now, you now see that with that, Ngozi came out as a mad woman to come and start displaying all manners of madness. And all of you were clapping for her because you saw in her that she has that destructive tendencies of destroying everything. Somebody that came, the first place she went to fight was to go and fight the defense. You fight the defense forces, you call them all manners of names, you say they are criminals, they are traitors, they are kidnappers, they are this, they are this. The next thing, you divert funds from them. You went and set up your own new group of a Bobago. Funds that were meant for the Biafra Defense Forces. Because of your ego and pride, you go and set up a Bobago group. And the Biafra Defense Forces that have been sacrificing their lives, you abandon them. Many of you that hated what Prime Minister has set up, yes, you joined her because you did not like the Prime Minister herself. You did not like whatever he was doing. But you were claiming, pretending, oh, that is why you were supporting Ngozi. You supported Ngozi. Some of you supported her with all your mind, knowingly, not ignorantly. Some of you supported her knowingly. Why some of you supported her ignorantly? But some of you supported her knowingly because you knew that everything she was working for was to destroy. You supported her and you saw even to the point where she now came out and said that IOU is a scam. That IOU, that all of you joined your hands to unveil that it is a scam. Are you getting the point? Huh. You were all clapping for her and you push it. Yes, IOU is a scam. You don't ask yourself a question. Is it the IOU that we all unveil for Biafran people, which we put it to be till when Biafra is restored and all Biafrans will get their money back? Is it the same IOU that Ngozi is telling you that is a scam now and you are clapping for her? Some of you that also invested in the IOU, you don't ask yourself a question. How come I am here clapping for Ngozi while she's saying IOU is a scam when I have also invested in the IOU and I'm clapping for her? You don't ask yourself whether they use juju on your brain. Did it stop there? He didn't stop there. Even your ID card, your international ID card, that the Biafran government approved with all the security features that you have to go through the Jumio system and everything is standardized. She came, sabotage it, and then turn it to Zoom verification. Zoom, social media verification. And you were all clapping for her. You clap for her. The next thing is that she will now go and bring bank account, post it on social media. Most especially bank account of Biafrans in the homeland and in Nigeria. Post it on social media and tell all of you, go and put money there. This is the same person that was posting Touch Bank, the Islamic bank account for all of you to go and put money. And you were all clapping for her. Today, those Touch Bank account is the account that you see that they are using to fund the Boko Haram terrorists that are killing you and killing Christians and committing the genocide today. That is the account that she brought for you. And I was here exposing it. You did not take me serious. You took me as your enemy. You were all clapping for her and working with her. Touch Bank account. Working to kill all Christians. Many of you that she posted your account number out on social media, you were picked up by Nigerian terrorist government. She came out and announced it and wrote it on social media for you and said, oh, Nduka Ibele was picked up by Nigerian terrorist government with over 10 hillocks and with many dogs and many DSS. And then she came back and told many of you that you should go and contribute money to go and bail Nduka Ibele. When she brought Nduka Ibele's phone number, account number, and put it on social media, and she even made the account to be a joint account, one Fulani man with Nduka Ibele. All of you were clapping for her. And when Nduka Ibele was picked up, she announced to you, till today, you don't ask her where is Nduka Ibele. Dead and gone. You all supported her because you never liked the template that PM Simon Ekpa was using. So when you saw any opportunity, you never liked the way he was disciplining some of you without looking your faces. And when it was now time for you to see opportunity to destroy everything, you align with who was destroying. You help her to destroy. Destroy. When I enjoy the destruction, Abi, show me one thing that Honorable Fulani has done for Biafrans, for this freedom, since after the convention. Even as we speak now, some of you that still continue to do ID card with her after we have announced that it is fraud now, don't go and do it. You're sabotaging your information. And even some people that did not ask her to print her own ID card, she print. People that have paid before she sabotaged the process. She now print, and after printing, she bring their ID card. Bring their ID card and come and post it on social media. You bring my ID card, my information, everything, come and post it on social media. Have you ever seen American government bring your national ID card to come and post on social media, or your driving license? Have they brought your passport to come and post on social media? Not that you saw the ID card somewhere on the ground and then you bring it to put on the social media to make announcement. No. This one is that you had happened to have access to the people that manage the website. So you order them to print. As they print on your order, you now use those people information to do showy display on social media. People's ID card. All of you clapping for Rabo Fulani. Can you show us what she has done and achieved for you? Let us even ask a question. Where is our survivor whistle? Where is our survivor whistle? Where is our survivor whistle? Yes, where is our survivor whistle? Because she gave you people survivor whistle to blow. The middle belt have blown survivor whistle, and then the Boko Haram terrorists still kill them. The people in the north, the Christian genocide, they had survivor whistle blowing, and then the Boko Haram still killed them. Have you all finished blowing survivor whistle of Ngozi? Mad people everywhere. And she also told you people she's bringing Delta Airline to pack all of you to Nigeria. We are in November. Please, you guys should go and tap her and wake her up and ask her, where is the Delta Airline that you said would take us to Nigeria? Because you are missing a trip to Nigeria. This Yochi. I said that our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, had two prime enemies, DOS in diaspora and one Nigeria working together with DOS. But now, do you know how many enemies that BRGI has now under Okenkere? We have Nigeria, we have DOS IPOB Nigeria, we now have Emma or Rabo Fulani groups, we now have the international allies of Nigeria. All of them are gnashing their teeth and crying about Okenkere and BRGIE now. The question is, do you know why? The reason is because the plan that was given to them, that after they imprison Simon Ekpa, that they will be able to destroy everything about Biafra and BRGIE. But Okenkere has disappointed them by making sure he stops all their plan and disappoint all of them. That is why you see all this cry everywhere. That is why you see all this cry everywhere. Because Okenkere has disappointed their plans. Okenkere has made it now known that you only imprison Simon Ekpa, you only imprison Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but you did not imprison BRGIE. You only imprisoned Simon Ekpa and you did not stop Biafra. You only imprisoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and you did not stop Biafra. You only imprisoned our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and you did not stop our template. Are you getting the point? That is what Okechukwu Nkere has been able to destroy about these people, that they are crying everywhere. And their cry will continue to increase. You see, when I tell you people that it is not only a Emma Accountability Group, Nigerian government, or Abu Fulani Group, IPOB Nigeria, and the allies are crying against BRJ. I want you now to follow me. Follow me, I want to show you something, so that you now understand those other people that are also crying about BRJ. Now look at the screen. Look at the screen. This is one of the international allies of where? Nigerian government that did this research. And if you open this news, you will see that these people are crying in this news about Okenkere, BRGIE, Elias Girasolus, Moran Global Strategies, and Biafra under BRGIE. These are international allies of Nigeria, crying and lamenting and complaining of the activism of Moran Global Strategies that is working for Biafra Republic government in exile. They went on to say that the US lobbying group is pushing destabilization in Africa. So now, they have seen BRGIE, they have seen Biafra to be the steam engine that is causing turmoil for the colonialists in Africa. They have seen that Ibrahim Traore and the Mali coup juntas and the Niger coup juntas, they took their stand to stand for their countries and to kick out the asses of the colonialists. But that did not make noise like what is happening now. Mind you, these are sovereign countries. Mali is a sovereign country. Niger is a sovereign country. Burkina Faso is a sovereign country. Their news is supposed to spark the entire world and any other thing. But Biafra government in exile is not a sovereign country. It's a legal entity that is fighting to bring Biafra to be. And Moran Global Strategies is representing this Biafra Republic government in exile. And then you are seeing top think tank groups and media houses and government from UK complaining about what Moran Global Strategies is doing with Biafra Republic government in exile against Nigeria. They are complaining that what Biafra Republic government in exile are doing and Moran Global Strategies working together, that they are not just coming for Nigeria, that they are now coming as a way of bringing total freedom to Africa as a whole. In this very publication, they analyzed and quoted the works of Biafra Republic government in exile with Moran Global Strategies. They analyzed and published and narrated and lamented about the work of modern global strategies with Ambazonia. They narrated and lamented about the work of modern global strategies with Eritrea. They lamented and cried about the work of modern global strategies with Somaliland. So, for those of you who are Biafrans, you see, they say a prophet does not have respect in his hometown. Yes, a prophet doesn't have respect in his hometown. You don't respect Elias. You don't respect modern global strategies. You don't even respect your PM, Simon Ekpa. Yes, because if you respect your PM, Simon Ekpa, you will remember that it is not me that presented modern global strategies to you or Attorney Dabiri, that it was your prime minister. So all of you that claim to love your prime minister and to respect him, but you are fighting the modern global strategies that he presented to you all as the way forward, you are all fools. Am I the one that presented modern global strategies to all of you? No. Who made the official unveiling? It was your prime minister, my prime minister, our prime minister, we prime minister, the prime minister of Biafra people. But today, all of you are fighting that modern global strategies. All of you are fighting that Mazi Elias. All of you are fighting Jim Moran. I think Ngozi was writing nonsense. And many of you are there. Emma is there. Choma is there. Ruby Nadi is there. Madam Ajare is there. I look at some of you, I say, Chai! Curses follow many of you. The imprisonment of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has actually opened the eyes of everyone to know all of you. Yes. Yes. Because the spirit of Biafra is unveiling many things. The spirit of Biafra is unveiling many things. When Prime Minister was here and then he unveiled modern global strategies to all of you, you were all clapping. Hey! But today, it is the same modern global strategies that you launch your sword against him to kill because of actually destroying Nigeria. You see, many of you now are no more fighting Nigeria. Many of you are now fighting modern global strategies for fighting Nigeria for you. You are fighting modern global strategies now and asking him, why must you be destroying Nigeria? You now love Nigeria now. You're not fighting Nigeria again. You're fighting modern global strategies. Let me bring one to the screen so that you see the idiosyncrasies of EMA Accountability Group. This is one. Can you see one? This is one. This is one. I told you people that Simon Ekpa, our prime minister, had two prime enemies that walked to his imprisonment, DOS and Nigerian politicians, which is Nigeria too. But now, Okenkere BRGIA have 5 prime enemies that are fighting against them. 5 prime enemies. 1 is Nigerian politician. 2 is DOS. 3 is EMA and Choma Accountability Group of Madam Vamava. 4 is Orabo Fulani Group. And 5 is the international allies of Nigeria. How many are there? 5. You now see? Now look at this. Look at what you see on the screen now. Just look at this thing. Look at this thing that you see on the screen. Look at this generational illiterate that you see on the screen now. Just look at this. Look at this. is telling you that the USA may be using Isaiah Anyonku against Biafra freedom and moral global strategies. That is what this idiot is saying. So he now loves Nigeria. He doesn't want Isaiah Anyonku and moral global strategies to destroy Nigeria. Their fight now is now what? Against who? Against Biafra government, against moral global strategies, who are actually fighting for their own freedom. Are you getting the message? This is one. Oh, let me go to the other one, which I showed people before. This one now was written by Honorable Fulani. Look at it very well. This is Honorable Fulani. Honorable Fulani said this is a very long episode that she wrote. She screenshotted the town hall meeting of yesterday. That means they are crying. They cry very hard anywhere they see BRGI, anywhere they see moral global strategies, Mazi Elias and Attorney Dabiri and Ebim. They are crying and they are promoting us. So let them continue. This was a very long episode that she wrote, but this is the ending part. She said, any individual or group dealing with these two individuals on behalf of the Biafra Republic government in Israel and your United States of Biafra, plus your de facto is doing so at our own risk. She wrote a very long epistle here, but I only cut this part to do this. So I told her, God bless Nkere and Elias. You see, that is the level of the cry that you see. They are no more fighting Nigerian government, though. The fight now is the moral global strategies that your prime minister, my prime minister, our prime minister, we prime minister, dear prime minister, brought for us. You see? So now, I want all of you to go and ask the question now. Why are the people that claim to be working with Simon Ekpa before now fighting moral global strategies that is actually working to destroy Nigeria for Biafra independence? Is it that they were not all real or they never wanted Biafra? If I bring post of Ruby Nadi and Joy Roby, no, I think that was Joy Roby. Ruby Nadi, that one don't always like to write. But Joy Roby, she liked to go and disgrace herself in the comment section. She went and wrote in the comment section that the money that we are paying for the lobbying and the attorney, that it is a waste. So indirectly, she is telling Prime Minister Simon Ekpa that for him to have contracted moral global strategies and Attorney Dabiri, that it is a waste. Are you getting the point? But when Prime Minister was here, all of them were saying, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. They kept quiet. They say, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, just to do eye services. Immediately they saw that he was in prison. They now start fighting that lobbyist, which that our Prime Minister brought for us. Okay? They now start fighting that attorney, which that our Prime Minister brought for us. Ask all of them, were you all in for this Biafra? Or you actually were against this Biafra? Because everything that Prime Minister Simon had put in place, you're supposed to be upholding that tenacity. You're supposed to be projecting it and making sure it gets to attain the desired goal. That desired goal is to make sure we destroy Nigeria from Washington, D.C. And that is what Moran Global Strategies and Attorney Dabiri is helping us to do in Washington, D.C. And we are doing it and we are getting the result. An international community are crying about the result that we are getting. They are giving us kudos for the result that we are getting. They are complaining of our extra woto of how we are doing it. But the people that actually had claimed to be working with Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, those are the people that are now standing up to fight these Moran Global Strategies lobbies and Attorney Dabiri now. These are the people that are actually standing up now to fight Moran Global Strategies. Ngozi is fighting Moran Global Strategies. Emma is fighting Moran Global Strategies. All of them are fighting Moran Global Strategies now. All of them. They are fighting Moran Global Strategies now. Then you should ask them, were you all here for this Biafra? Or you were pretending when Simon Ekpa was here? Because I can't see that Simon Ekpa brought and introduced to all of you Moran Global Strategies, who had made all these meetings possible, who has given us the opportunity to destroy Nigeria from Washington, D.C. And we are yielding result. Not that we are not yielding result. We are yielding result. And you can see the result on the screen. This is international news media. From where? A la Roche publication. For all of you that knows A la Roche publication, please go and check which country does this media house comes from. Go and check the media house and let me know. Which country does this media house come from? And let me know. Then when you come to another publication from another media house, they are still explaining to you the effectiveness of Biafra Republic government in exile and the good work that Moran Global Strategies and Attorney Dabiri is doing with them. And that now takes me down to explaining what is happening today in Nigeria. Today in Nigeria, many of you slept and woke up and saw that they said some military, is it Major General Uba? Major General Uba was assassinated by the Nigerian terrorists in their Sambisa forest or wherever they went. And then in the comment section, somebody was saying, oh, that Uba is a Muslim. And then I laugh. I asked that person, I say, which part of Muslim language or Islamic language is Uba in a name? And the person could not explain. A day before yesterday, when I was here talking, or is it 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I explained something. I said one of the significance of Biafra government in exile successfully placing Nigeria on a country of particular concern that has been done by Donald Trump, that one of the implications of that, wait, I need to close some tabs because it is loading my graphic card. Yeah. All right. Thank you to everyone, and we have to continue. All right, we have to continue, and let me see if I can refresh so that we can have. All right. Thank you to everyone, and welcome back. A few days ago, I said one of the things that is going to happen to Nigeria now, as BRGI succeeds in the congregational backing for sanctions or restrictive designations of Nigeria, and one of the things that will happen to them is going to be international pressure on their security forces. And another thing is going to be international diplomatic isolations. And another thing that will also happen is credibility damage. Then another thing that we have also achieved in this is that we have been able to weaponize the US foreign policy apparatus against Nigeria. And this has translated into what has happened for the past 1 week now. Many of you may not understand some of the intricacies of these things, how it is working. You see, the other point I made, I said international pressure on their security forces or their military formations. You see that Nigerian military formations is shrink now, is in disarray. Yes. And this is the time that the Boko Haram terrorists and every terrorist groups can enter the Nigerian military formations and destroy them and do anything they want to do to them. Because they have already been spotted on the international light as a country of particular concern. It weakens their potency. There is nothing that Nigerian army or Nigerian government will come out and say now to international community that will be credible, because international community and America for that matter has given them time since 2002 to this very day, and they have been supporting and sponsoring the terrorists, and the evidence are everywhere. So you will be hearing more Nigerian terrorists in uniforms, those ones that they call their army. Their barracks will be taken over by Boko Haram terrorists. More of these terrorists will invade their barracks and they will hand over most of their weapons to them in the name of invasion or takeover. They will hand over most of these their barracks and weapons and armory to them. The people that will now bear the brunt will now be the innocent citizens that will be around those areas, because those terrorists will use those weapons to now go to hunt the indigenous people. That is why, after the designation, Donald Trump made it clear that guns are blazing needs to come after the terrorists, because they understand already that the Nigerian terrorist government aligns and works and make peace and dine with these terrorists in uniforms and the Boko Harams. So while the terrorists will now be taking over their armament, they'll be using it against the indigenous people. That is why you hear the guns are blazing that needs to come in, so that they will now come and deal with those terrorists. Because Nigerian government, if you give them from now till next year, they cannot give you account or own up to their responsibility of failing on protecting the Christians and supporting the terrorists. So that is what you heard from when I said there will be international pressure on the Nigerian military formations. That is one. International isolations now, diplomatic isolations. America or any other country now who understands what it means that Nigeria is on a CPC list will not go and give Nigeria aid, military aid now. Because when you do so, you are also in trouble. Those that will want to go openly to do it, they know the implications. So many countries will isolate themselves and then want to stay away from these people. And then the US foreign policy apparatus, which we've been able to activate it to turn against Nigeria, is working to our favor and to the favor of the Christians and to every indigenous persons in that very contraption. It is time for all these persons to arise and support BRGI as a Biafran. If at this time you are a Biafran and then you are not coming to support Biafra and instead you are joining hands with the enemies of BRGI to come and destroy, it means you were not born for Biafra, or maybe you will be the next person that Boko Haram terrorists will take over or will even destroy your families. And if you are a Nigerian now and you are very proud of yourself, while these terrorists are ravaging everywhere and killing people and then you did not do anything, then on American government now listening to our cries, you are now moving everywhere on social media and making noise. You are a very big shame to your existence, and you should go and hide your face in shame. Because all along, there are IDP camps in Nigeria, internally displaced persons. You have not asked yourself a question. Inside my own land, inside my own home, inside my own village, I now become internally displaced. Who is displacing me from my internal home? Who is displacing me from my maternal home? Who is displacing me from my paternal home? Why am I displaced? And why will another alien coming from a far country now come and take over my land and then displace me and pursue me out of my land and now go and sleep under canopy inside bush, inside water? And I am dying and getting sick on daily basis. These IDP camps have existed in Nigeria for years now. You have not all come out to call your country to order and say, why must you allow our indigenous people to be sent out by the terrorists to now go and live in IDP camps while the terrorists takes over their lands? Why? But now when you see that Donald Trump's government is coming after these terrorists, you now run out. I would like to play a video before I bring this program to a close. And this video is to show you people or remind you people, because you already knew about this. It is to remind you of how the plan of implementing the Sharia law in Nigeria was already on the table in the National Assembly or the Nigerian Parliament. And they made it well in such a way that the discussion of this matter was on a day where you did not have a full house of the senators or the House of Rep members. You did not have those representing you in your so-called South-South. You did not have those representing you in your so-called Niger Delta. You did not have those representing you in your so-called Southeast. You did not have those representing you in your so-called Southwest. You only had few persons, but you had majority of the Northerners in the parliament that day. And that was the day they brought up the idea of putting Sharia law to become a standard in the Constitution of Nigeria. Let me just play it, and then tomorrow we will continue from here, because time don't work out well. But I salute all of you that have made it this far in this support to Biafran government. Please continue in your good works, and let the God of creation continue to bless you.
Mr. Speaker, our constitution allows freedom of worship of all religions. Mr. Speaker, we would not sit in this hollow chamber and restrict ourselves to just a few. If we begin to put such components into the constitution, tomorrow the ecclesiastical faction comes up. The day after, the traditional faction comes up. The day after, all other components begin to come up. And what happens to our grand norm that is supposed to be the foundation of our existence? Mr. Speaker, Nigeria has never limited anybody from practicing his religion. Go to states like in the north, where you have Sharia being practiced as the criminal code for those states. It is not peculiar to them as a people and persons. By the time we begin to expand it and bring it to our constitution, we are not an Islamic state. We're a secular state. We're not a celestial state. We're a secular state. We are not a traditional worship state. We're a secular state that respects and gives everybody a sense of belonging. We're a nation. We need to be sensitive to the mood and the existence, freedom of speech, freedom of association, to live in happiness, not a scenario whereby there could be some misconceptions. To this end, I wish to crave the indulgence of the sponsor of this bill that he steps it down for more legislative input, and consultation, which would be more in tune with our beliefs and the norms. But I do not believe it is a legislation that should pass for second reading. I so submit.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues. I want to comment as the second to the last speaker spoke. In fact, the bill that was moved by the sponsor, we are supposed to commend him. I agree Nigeria is a secular state where we have different opinions, traditions, religion, and what have you. But if you see this motion or this bill, it will help Nigerians to know that these commercial banks, especially Taj Bank and what have you, many people have the perceive that these banks are specifically for Muslim, while it is not. So by expanding this nature, I believe when it is encompasses to everybody, many people will see the benefit of this bill. And I believe in a near future, many people will see that the mover put this in a right direction. Thank you very much.
Honorable Queen. I rise to add my voice to this all important motion for a bill to amend our constitution with respect to the expansion of the description of Islamic law. Let me start by saying that the constitution mandates our government that they shall not adopt any religion as a state religion. meaning that Nigeria is a secular state. Number two is the fact that Section 38 is very clear as to the rights given to all Nigerians in terms of choice of religion and how they worship. Section 2 goes further to say that Nigeria is a federation consisting of the federal government and then the state government, giving the states the liberality to adopt whatever kind of law they want to use in governing their people. And that's why we have some states with all this Sharia law and all of that. They are permitted to do it, the state House of Assembly. But the Constitution, as a ground that governs all of us, the traditional institutions, the Obas in the Yoruba land, the Igwe in the East, the Shekiri, the Fulanis, the Hausas, gives us only one right, the right to choose whichever one we want. We can therefore not allow this constitution to become so filled with frivolities that is supposed to be the mandate of the state. We have all been clamoring for physical federalism. Give more power to the states to do it the way they want, to do it in the way of the culture of their people. That's why I will want to implore the mover of this motion to please allow us to please step down this amendment for the time being, so we can deliberate more on it. Because, of course, from the way I see it, it's such that the state should be considering, not here. The problem of religious war, we started as far back as 1938 in this country. Let it not start here again. Let it not be that it is this house that is going to put fuel to the very fragile democracy, to the very fragile situation, the unity between us. It's very important. As we are talking now, people are hearing us. People are seeing us, thinking that we want to promote one religion over the other. I therefore pray that we step this down for the time being. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Of an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, to review the description of Islamic law in the Constitution as related matters, HB 1502. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any second? Yes, sir. Kwakwansia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Hassan Sheikh Hussein.
Distinguished colleagues, briefly, as the Speaker requested, the 1999 Constitution, as amended, the 1999 Constitution, as amended, Mr. Speaker, provide for a personal Islamic law in the Constitution. The Constitution did not envisage the dynamism and the development coming up in the country. In 2003, the Constitution did not recognize that the Islamic commercial law, Islamic company law, Islamic international law, Islamic public laws. In 2003, Mr. Speaker, Taj Bank came up under the commercial Islamic law. In 2019, another bank came up under the commercial law. That means the Jaiz Bank, not the Taj Bank. The Jaiz Bank was in 2004. the Taliban came in 2019. Mr. Speaker, sir, if you look at the personal law, it encompasses marriage, divorce, and the inheritance. But what I'm requiring is the removal of the removal of person in section 24 of the Constitution, section 262, section 277, and section 288, so that other relevant laws like the commercial law, Islamic commercial law, the Islamic company law, the Islamic international law can have a place in the Constitution. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, this is what I want the honorable colleagues to support so that this amendment can be done. I so, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Mr. Wiskodin, I think is in the right direction to give a backup for the commercials and other laws that already we are practicing without proper backing, particularly in our Islamic-related financial institution of not only limited to Taj Bank or Jaiz Bank, but there are several banks that are now practicing, particularly the Mudahara and the other sharing formulas. I think this is a very welcome development that it will give even an economic leeway for the nation to see the goodness of such practices in our financial institution to get the backup of the law. I do support. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Bob Solomon, please.
Solomon Bob, from the great state of Rivers. Now, this matter, actually, I think it will be dealt with in better technical detail at the committee level for constitutional review, because there's so much to say about this kind of okay, I'm sorry, I was told you were not listening to me. I'm saying that this bill will be better dealt with in broader technical detail at the level of committee for constitutional review. But straight off, the section you're referring to, if it is removed, the word personal is removed, the implication immediately is that Islamic law now have a general application with respect to criminal law across the country. The word personal there was put for a purpose. So if you remove it, that's the implication. It will have great consequences. So we can look at the details of what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, and advise at the committee level. With respect to the references made to Taj Bank and Jaiz Bank, their operations have not been in any way hindered. There are regulations dealing with those matters concerning banks, CBN Act, and all the rest of them. So those are matters that banks can deal with. You don't have to incorporate, or attract or drag interest with respect to ambitions to the Constitution. So essentially, Mr. Speaker, my point is this bill should be referred to the Committee on Constitutional Review, where we can sit down and then look at, to a T in every way. Thank you.
Thank you for making it brief. I like the Federal Constitution of Washington State. Mr. Speaker, I want to, with respect, differ from the move of the bill on the need for us to amend the Nigerian Constitution in this particular instance. And I'm saying this, Mr. Speaker, because as part of history, we all know the issues surrounding the particular section in reference, especially at the various constituent assemblies leading to the 1979 Constitution, the 1989 Constitution that was not promulgated, and now the 1999 Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the drafters of the Nigerian Constitution are very conscious of the secularity of the Nigerian nation, and also very conscious of the sensitivity nature of religion. And I remember the 1976 Constitution, Constitution was very, very contentious on this matter until the then federal military government came in to stop further debate on this matter and took a decision that the application of Islamic laws will only be constrained to personal matters, which has to do with administration of estate and some other issues. Mr. Speaker, we have to be very, very cautious of whatever we do to alter the Nigerian constitution in a manner that will further widen the divides that we have as a country. And in any case, Mr. Speaker, like my previous colleague said, the matters which my colleague seek to address by this proposal is already covered by existing laws. The law, covers regulation on issue of finances and allows for its application of Islamic principles of financial transaction. The same thing with the, the CBN Act, like you rightly said. And the moment we allow the Constitution to be altered to take care of all manner of interests, we will no longer be in the state where the sanctity of the Constitution is respected and the intent of the drafters of the Nigerian Constitution via or as regards to the secular nature of the Nigerian nation might be threatened if we allow this to go on. Mr. Speaker, I sincerely think that this bill should not pass on for second reading. For these reasons I've adduced. Thank you.
Thank you. Abdul Hakim Kamilu Ado, representing Udilgarko Federal Constituency, Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I would like to make it brief to say that while being cautious, but we have to consider, and considering also the divisions we have in this country, we have to consider the ethics, the values, and the interest of the masses. Because we are here in this hollow chamber to represent the Nigerians, and also not to make a religion or a tribe or a community, not to constrain them from practicing something which is their way of life. We all know that Nigeria comprises of so many religions and also tribes and communities. But these religious matters, we consider it as a way of life, not just a mere religion. So considering the ethics and the values and the interest of the masses, not looking at the division or being cautious of what this will cost, Mr. Speaker, I think this bill is supposed to pass for the second reading. In my opinion, Mr. Speaker, we need to commend the Honorable Misau for coming up with this bill in order to unite and to create a room, free room, and interest for people that are practicing Islamic religion to practice their religion freely and to consider some way of life which comprises so many things. Talk less of the commercial that he talked about. There are so many things we need to consider in order to encompass it under this bill. If at all we are considering this bill to be passed via committee, then, Mr. Speaker, as you said earlier, that we are here as parliamentarians in order to pass bills, and it doesn't have to go through the committee. So we can pass it, and then later on the committee can consider what they can do about the bill. But we are here to debate it, and we are debating it. So let's go on with the debate, and later on consider what we can go with in this hollow chamber. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Speaker. My name is Honorable Isa Muhammad Anka, representing Anka Telata Mafra constituency. I'm from Zamfara State. My able Speaker, honorable colleagues, I don't want to dwell on issues already spoken by the last speaker. In other words, he has spoken my mind. But the other speaker, the last but one, talked about karma. Karma is already in the constitutions. Therefore, it takes care of other commercial laws. And I think we need to understand the subject matter of this bill. The bill is calling for description of Islamic law. In other words, the bill is seeking the House to define, because of the extensive situations now, looking at the issue of, like you rightly called, other commercial laws that have not been embedded, that have not been taken into the Constitution. I think it's a straightforward bill. It's not calling the fact that, it's not calling for expanding the existing Sharia law, but rather to define it in order to encompass all those existing situations that have just come. That is my contribution, sir. Thank you very much.
He's not talking about Sharia law, he's talking about the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So that we get it right, his bill is about the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, not the Sharia law. Okay, Jonathan, please, let's hear you.
It's quite appalling. Did you see what was happening here and what they were saying? They want a review and definition, which means expanding the power of the Sharia law, the Islamic law, into the Constitution of Nigeria. Considering what is happening now in Nigeria. This was about October 2024. They were already envisaging what is happening now. So they were planning on how to level the ground ahead so that when they have already expanded their law into the Constitution, by this time, when they will tell you that there is a part of the Constitution that already affirms them to commit Christian genocide, you will not have anything to hold on to. So they plan it ahead of time. They tried so much to now push it into the Constitution of the entire Nigerian people so that you will not have a say. This is what was going on. 2024, October. And you will hear one of them say, this is why they are voted by their people to be inside this parliament so that they can push this kind of laws and narrative to be implemented into the Constitution of Nigeria so that their voices, their ideas, their psyche, and their dream and aspirations will garner more audience and will engulf the entire Nigeria. Their people voted them to come to the parliament to be pushing this kind of narrative. You hear it from one of them. I ask a question now. Where in the Nigerian Constitution gives any power to Christianity? Where in the Nigerian Constitution even defines Christianity? Where in the Nigerian Constitution even tells you anything of how the Bible should be implemented or what should be done and this and that, and how it should be patched into the Constitution, where it should enter, what it should not do, what it should do? Where in the Nigerian Constitution do you see that? But the Sharia law, the Islamic law was already embedded in the Constitution. Far back as at 1999 amended, when they amended it, they succeeded in putting the Sharia law into the Constitution of Nigeria. while the Christians, they all sit down there, mumu mumu. All Christians sit down there, mumu mumu. Why all these people restructured Nigerian constitution in 1999 and they put the Sharia law inside of it? You can hear them saying it. There has already been the Sharia law inside, but now they want to expand it. They want to give it more power. They want to create more potency for it so that it can now spread and have power to spread from the far north down to the east, to the west, and to every part of Nigeria, so that when they sit down in the north and talk, they will be quoting it from that constitution of Nigeria and say they have power. They are quoting it from a Nigerian constitution, that it is written that Sharia law has the power to do this. That is why when they collected land from this man in Lagos, or whether his shop, the man was protesting online and said they use Sharia law or Sharia court to judge him, that he is not a Muslim, he's a Christian, but they use Sharia court to judge him and collect his shop and lock his shop. They were already practicing it. And then you also see one man from the north or middle belt who defended himself against terrorists that came to kill him and his people. When he defended himself, he succeeded in killing that terrorist. They now use Sharia law to say they have to hang that man to death because he defended himself against Boko Haram terrorists and then killed the terrorists. Self-determination, self-defense. You see? But the same terrorists have been killing. They came to kill him, to kill his families. They did not say, no, the terrorist did well or did wrong. No, they say, no, the terrorist is actually the one that is good in coming to kill you. So you that now defended yourself, you need to be jailed. And they think that Nigerian government can lie and hide all these things. No, you can't hide all of it. You know why? Because it's already in the open. See, look at how it is already in the open here. You can't hide it all. Congressman Rep Moore was talking about it today. And you hear him the way he is saying it. He's saying it as if he's a Nigerian and he's following us as if we are the ones saying it. Listen to how Rep Moore will explain it. This was an interview that came up today. Let me get the interview. You hear Congressman explain it and tell you people, hey, and then you'll be like, is this really happening in Nigeria? Is this really happening? Like when he was saying it, you wouldn't believe you're hearing it from his mouth. So this is what happens in Nigeria on a daily basis, and people are not taking cognizance to it. But the world leaders are watching, and they are not sleeping anymore. Everything is in the open. Nothing is in the dark anymore. Nigerian government had better wake up, because it is not business as usual. Yes. It's not business as usual. Did I miss the publication from Rep Moore, where he spoke today in Fox News? Yeah, I'm coming. All right, here is the news. We are wrapping up this program.
I want to read something from Nigeria's president. He says the characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant doesn't reflect our national reality. Religious freedom and tolerance been a core tenet of our collective identity and shall always remain so. Nigeria opposes religious persecution and does not encourage it. He says the picture we're getting here is not accurate.
You know, unfortunately, that is completely false. I mean, there are states in Nigeria that have blasphemy laws, people who are facing the death penalty right now for blasphemy against Islam. There's a person currently right now who's held in prison for defending himself from attack from a Muslim militant from the Fulani tribe. He defended himself, and he's facing the death penalty. So, no, there's serious persecution happening in Nigeria. I know the president, Tinubu, is in a difficult position in trying to protect his interests there in that country, but they are complicit in this to one degree or another with statements like this.
Did you hear it now? So Nigerian presidency and Nigerian lawmakers, they think that the lies they lie on daily basis are hidden. No. You see, when we told you guys that BRGIA has come to open the eyes of Nigerian government to the US lawmakers, we did not mean that we came to joke. So they have every evidences, everything that happened, day in, day out. The day you will hear this Rep Moore, this congressman Rep Moore, speak like this, and then he will tell you that Nigeria has already committed international kidnapping, that they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. That day you'll be shocked. Because some of you think that all these senators that our APM meet and our lobbies and attorney, that they don't know what is happening in Nigeria. Before Biafran people were allowed of their congressional testimony to be embedded in the US government website, then you should understand what that means. That means they have reviewed that testimony, assess it, and seen that every point there are factual with evidence before it is now accepted into the US government website. Before you now later saw us having a live congressional briefing inside the Capitol Hill of America. International observers were crying, and they say that BRGIA, Biafra, don't only create problem for Nigeria in Abuja now, but now they are in the Capitol Hill of America, creating more problem for Nigeria. But let Nigeria enjoy the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu while they wait to hear what their name will become in international community. I salute all Biafrans. We shall be back tomorrow to continue from where we stop, and tomorrow we may be earlier than this. Yeah. Ndewo Umu Chineke, from me from here, it is good night. I salute all of you.
We have 3 ex-former presidents of Nigeria. They all said Nigeria is a mere geographical expression, that is never a country, that the British government trying to make it work, but the people are not united. It's not working. Tafawa Balewa said it, Nnamdi Azikiwe, former president, said it, former President Goodluck Jonathan. They all acknowledge that Nigeria is not a country. Why are we forcing these people to be together? Why they are different people? So we urge EU to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. This was my interview with the Prime Minister in exile of the Biafra Republic, a powerful personality who calls the European Union and the United States of America to recognize the Biafra Republic, to stop the genocide against Christians in Nigeria, and ex-Nigeria is the much better way for the world, much better, of course, for the Biafra people and for the Christians in Nigeria. It will be a stable partner for trade and for security and for prosperity for the Biafran people and as well for the free world. And I thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. And also let me say that I will continue my fight towards freedom for Biafra.
Okay.
And it's a big honor that you have been joining our show.
Thank you very much. I just want to remind the EU as well that the Gulf of Guinea is in Biafran territory. They should remember what is happening in Yemen by the Houthis. If the Gulf of Guinea, if they allow this terrorist Nigerian state, because it's a terrorist state, with these terrorists, if they, for example, capture Biafra land, know that the Gulf of Guinea, they will disrupt trade. But we Biafran will resist. We'll make sure that we are free. And we want to remind them that when it comes to the business interest, we are open to negotiate, to do business with them. I think we will be the best ally to make sure that from the West African Sahel, we will checkmate the terrorists. Because what they are doing, they're trying to capture both Biafra land, Nigeria, or the surrounding West Africa, especially Biafra land, to attack EU from there. They should recognize Biafra so that we all can counter this terrorism and fight together. Thank you. The time is now. Biafra is here. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, must be released. The Nigerian terrorist state don't have the right to still be holding him because he commit no crime. And our leader, Mazi Simon Ekpa from Finland, he needs to be released. He's just a freedom fighter. Every country in the world fought for their freedom. United States of America fought for their freedom, 1776, from the Great Britain. So Biafra is fighting a just cause for freedom. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. All the best from Austria, from Vienna. Thanks for joining the show.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome for freedom.
Thank you.
The recording has stopped.
We have three former presidents of Nigeria. They all said Nigeria is a mere geographical expression, that is never a country, that the British government trying to make it work, but the people are not united. It's not working. Tafawa Balewa said it, Nnamdi Azikiwe, former president, said it, former President Goodluck Jonathan. They all acknowledge that Nigeria is not a country. Why are we forcing these people to be together? Why they are different people? So we urge EU to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. And this was my interview with the Prime Minister in exile of the Biafra Republic, a powerful personality who calls the European Union and the United States of America to recognize the Biafra Republic, to stop the genocide against Christians in Nigeria. And ex-Nigeria is the much better way for the world, much better, of course, for the Biafra people and for the Christians in Nigeria. It will be a stable partner for trade and for security and for prosperity for the Biafran people and as well for the free world. And I thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. And also let me say that I will continue my fight towards freedom for Biafra. Okay. And it's a big honor that you have been joining our show.
Thank you very much. I just want to remind the EU as well that the Gulf of Guinea is in Biafran territory. They should remember what is happening in Yemen by the Houthis. If the Gulf of Guinea, if they allow this terrorist Nigerian state, because it's a terrorist state, with these terrorists, if they, for example, capture Biafra land, know that the Gulf of Guinea, they will disrupt trade. But we Biafran will resist. We'll make sure that we are free. And we want to remind them that when it comes to the business interest, we are open to negotiate, to do business with them. I think we will be the best ally to make sure that from the West African Sahel, we will checkmate the terrorists. Because what they are doing, they're trying to capture both Biafra land, Nigeria, or the surrounding West Africa, especially Biafra land, to attack EU from there. They should recognize Biafra so that we all can counter this terrorism and fight together. Thank you. The time is now. Biafra is here, and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, must be released. The Nigerian terrorist state don't have the right to still be holding him because he commit no crime. And our leader, Mazi Simon from Finland, he need to be released. He's just a freedom fighter. Every country in the world fought for their freedom. United States of America fought for their freedom, 1776, from the Great Britain. So Biafra is fighting a just cause for freedom. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. All the best from Austria, from Vienna. Thanks for joining the show.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome for freedom.